but we're expecting the BPCL numbers soon as well. That was once, and it is out. We'll pull it up in just a second. The press release should be loading at this point of time. Remember that there's expectations of a possible net loss in terms of BPCL's numbers this time, and the BPCL stock, in fact, we're waiting by. Let's wait by for the numbers. Net profit of 551 crores versus a loss of around 1,089 crores. It should go down well with the street. Coming in at a profit of 551 crores versus expectations that maybe it could have been a disappointing bottom line based on inventory losses for BPCL. So that at least hasn't come through this time round. We'll pick up more details on that, and you can see the stock spike up on the back of those preliminary numbers that we're getting on BPCL as well. It's a net profit of around 551 crores that they've reported this time. We're waiting by for more details, but it was the fear of maybe inventory losses as well as lack of clarity on subsidy. However, for this quarter, we don't know whether there is any sort of subsidy which has come through, but there was expectations that there would be a nil subsidy this quarter, and the profits will be marred by inventory losses. This compares to a loss of 1,089 crores same quarter last year, and it's a profit this time round for BPCL. Good going.
Yes, indeed. Just got one number with us that's gotten the stock higher by close to about 2% we've got the net sales figure as well. That's come in at 57,873 crores. So that's a decline of close to about 6 to 7,000 if you look at it on a year-on-year basis. But again, we'll focus perhaps more on if there has been any under recovery, what the gross refining margins were, if there was any likely to be an inventory losses. Okay. But for more details, let's go across to Balasubramanian, the Director of Finance of BPCL. Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining in. Can you help us with some details about the inventory losses, the gross refining margins, as well as what the subsidy was this quarter?
See, the GRMs for the quarter. The combined GRMs for the current quarter is around 1.54 per barrel as compared to 1.76 in the corresponding periods earlier.
Okay. And the subsidy?
Pardon?
And the subsidy, did BP...
Subsidy is 100%. Both upstream and subsidy put together is 100%. Okay. And if you want the subsidy amount...
Yeah.
Subsidy amount is... Subsidy for the quarter is 1,080 crores. 1,080 crores.
So you provided for 1,080 crores of subsidy this quarter?
Yes, that is accounted for.
Okay, and this is for this quarter only?
Yeah, for this quarter only, yes.
Okay. Can you just tell us about any sort of inventory losses that you recorded this quarter, sir?
Yeah, we have an inventory loss of almost around 1,600 crores on the marketing side. And the refinery side is taken care of by the lower gross refinery margins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're already, nearly a month and a half into, this quarter as well. So what's the outlook on the subsidy going ahead? Because, there was some noise in the street. What we were also learning from our sources is about perhaps a new subsidy sharing mechanism. Any clarity on that? What can we expect going ahead?
See, in view of the lower crude prices and product prices, the subsidies have come down. And on average, BPCL is having almost around 500 crores per subsidy per annum, per month, both on LPG and SKO put together, kerosene and LPG put together.
So what is your expectation of possible subsidy in Q4, sir? And how much have you already accounted for the entire fiscal, including the 1,080 crores that you alluded to for this quarter?
See, the gross under recovery for the April-December period has been 15,188 crores. After taking an upstream discount of almost 9,694 crores and Government of India subsidy of 4,999 crores, we still have unabsorbed subsidy for the 9 months period of around 494 crores. This, along with the subsidy for the fourth quarter, we are confident that we will be getting it from the subsidy mechanism during the next quarter.
Okay, so what would your assumption for Q4 then be?
As I told you, roughly around 500 crores is a subsidy for BPCL per month.
Per month?
Yeah.
So that would be 1,500 crores that you'd record in Q4?
Yeah, depending. Assuming the prices are constant at this level.
Assuming ceteris paribus?
Yes.
Okay.
How much profit, sir, are you making on diesel as well as perhaps even on petrol right now?
Diesel and petrol are normative margins of around 1,800 rupees per KL.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sir, can you just tell us how much has been the budgetary support from the government in terms of, in terms of discount from the upstream last quarter?
Last quarter, governmental subsidy has been 1,080 crores for us.
Yeah.
Overall, I think it is 5,085 crores for the industry.
For the industry.
Yeah.
Okay. What would your outlook be on your gross refining margins as well? You said it came in at $2, if I'm not mistaken.
$1.54.
The cracks are fairly good in this current period. If the cracks remains at this level, we will be making between $3 to $4 for this quarter.
$3 to $4 of gross refining margins is
for
what you
this
say
quarter
in
yeah.
Q4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the outlook on marketing profits as well as marketing margins, sir?
Margins are as more or less at the mark-to-market levels today. So I don't think there will be any dent in the margins as of now. The same 1,800 rupees per KL will may continue, and as regards marketing is concerned.
Okay. Sir, is there any clarity whether the government will introduce a new subsidy sharing mechanism where below $60 per barrel, companies will not have to bear, any subsidy, and going beyond that, there will be a split. So, is there any clarity on that? And is that something that the government is thinking?
I think we have to wait for the policy from the government in this regard. Petroleum Ministry should be taking it up, the government.
Have you heard anything, sir, in terms of the new subsidy mechanism? What might be the likely formula?
My news is what you people report in the media.
Okay. All right. Sir, what would be the outlook in terms of the inventory losses for the coming quarter, if that would be the case? You recorded 1,600 crores in terms of inventory losses this quarter. Yeah,
the inventory losses should not be higher in this current quarter, mainly on the side because the prices are now moving up. Crude prices have almost come to the 50 levels, and then now it's moving to almost the 60 levels now. So we don't expect any inventory losses at this point in time.
So you're expecting no inventory losses in Q4 as opposed to 1,600 in Q3. Is that a fair takeaway?
Yeah, if the prices are on the upward direction. If it again goes to the downward direction, then it will be different.
And if prices are
we are almost now 50% of the third quarter is over, fourth quarter is over. So we have almost another half is left, depending upon how the price moves. Okay. But yes, but still, I think the downside is less now as compared to the earlier quarters.
Okay. So in one of your earlier answers, you indicated that the company is making perhaps a nominal profit of about 1.8 rupees per litre, on petrol and diesel. Is it on both and each? Can you or is that only on diesel or only on petrol?
Diesel will be around 1,400 rupees, petrol will be around 1,800 rupees.
Okay. All right. So thanks, Mr. Subramanian, for joining in and talking to us.